Mtani in Josie today.
You know,
Mtani representing Josie today.
and we've been around, trust me.
Yeah. So, Mtani FM, hello, how are you doing? All the way from Joburg, it's Towdeemac, the Maftown OG.
Yeah.
Motwako OG. But I'm here with my wife, Levi. We've got a podcast called Tongues Untangled, where I actually explain Motwako lyrics to her because it's something we're always doing in my house.
Yeah.
She loves Motwako music. She doesn't know what the lyrics mean. So I'm always explaining. So we turned it into a podcast where I break down Motwako lyrics. And I know Motwako has a lot of XHOSA fans. XHOSA people love Motwako, love WHP, love Khuli Chana, but they don't always hear what we say.
I don't know whether you ever been in a place of unknown and where they get to speak something that you don't understand, but you seem to get it anyway. Because it's a vibe.
Yeah, it's a vibe.
That's us, bro.
Yeah.
But now since we have you here, at least you're gonna help us understand it.
Exactly. And I'm inviting you to send your video. So what you do for my podcast is you send in a video, say, I love this Camp on Your Best song. I don't know what he's saying. Please untangle the lyrics for me.
That's dope.
And then next episode we untangle the lyrics.
Oh yeah. Before we jump on to the pastor. Shout out to Casper. Before we jump on in, what is Motwako?
Well, Motwako originates, if you watch on Channel O this afternoon at 4, the Maftown Heights documentary, which is going to be playing for the next 4 Saturdays going forward. It's a 4-episode docu. The first episode actually explains what Motwako is and where Motwako comes from. You know, a small town called Maftown, where we just came together. WHP comes from there, Khuli Chana comes from there, Casper Your Best comes from there. But where we all started, Motwako was just a way for us to express ourselves, because remember, Zulu was dominant in the Kwaito era, and we needed to come in and introduce the same way XHOSA came in. Afropop just dominated.
XHOSA guy.
Yeah, look, and I used to say XHOSA is an R&B language because Afropop is all XHOSA. Like, and you gotta love it because also XHOSA is a language of love. There's a lot of words in XHOSA that explain a lot. Not a lot of South African languages have one word that explains so much like XHOSA does.
Give me one. Give me one word.
Okay, there's a word I learned recently. Excuse me if I don't say it proper. Asuga.
Bro, that thing has no meaning, bro. That's easy. You know, I was waiting for
so far.
I was waiting for that.
Man, I love
but I love your language too. You know the differences in languages.
Yes.
Seemingly, we really don't have any differences. It's a matter of tones and accents, but similarities are quite close. And that's why I can understand you, even though I don't understand.
There's similarity.
That's exactly what happened with me.
Yes.
Because I was like 14, 15 years old. I'm from the East Rand of Joburg. Benoni, right? So I heard this Motwako, WHP and my friends around me are Pedi and Zulu. And they were like, Liv, how do you know what they're saying? And I'm like, I don't. I think I know what they're saying because it's what the words make me feel. And they're like, you're actually correct. So, music really is a universal language. And so our podcast, Tongues Untangled, sorry, my name is Levi.
I know.
We didn't do the official hey. So our podcast basically focuses on giving you more meaning to the vibe. Because Motwako lyrics are deep.
The lyrics are deep. I mean, we were just talking about Afropop, for example. Through Afropop, you learn a lot of, you learn the love language of XHOSA. You know, so Faslata and you know, like I didn't know what that word meant until I listened to a Afropop song, and you realize, wow, man, the XHOSA language is so full of love words. You know,
and even the expression behind also. intoning, there's prolonging.
Yes.
Okay, you can call that sentences.
Yeah.
And then now sentences are measured into frequencies and moments. What creates an unknown so special? Not because I said it.
Yes.
It's the moment and the expression that I'm giving now.
The feeling of the moment.
Yeah. Then I'm getting to a point that your wife just said, I didn't understand what about the vibe behind
I felt it.
Now it gave me a picture.
Yeah.
She was a groupie before.
Actually, she started off as my manager.
I want to hear that story.
She started off as my manager.
Nah, nigga. Let me tell the story. So I've been in the entertainment industry for a very long time.
Yeah.
Came like so Murafe actually they met me when I was like a baby, and I interviewed them on YFM, and they thought for the longest time that I was actually Dreshni Pillay.
Yeah.
And fast forward like 10 years later or 8 years later, XHOSA from Murafe. He and I became quite good friends. And he was like, man, why haven't you never met your favorite rapper, Mutaka rapper, Towdeemac? But I went through phases, like I would like Khuli, and then I would like Towdeemac, and then I would like Double HP, just depending on what the song is. At the time, Habashwe was a song that was out, and it was my ringtone. And XHOSA was like, you gotta meet Tody, you know. And then I met Tody, and I started working with the guys. Became his manager. Was his manager for 5-6 years. We started dating. I think 6 years after we started. We were working together.
I thought Bravusi was behind the discovery of this thing.
Actually, Bravusi is one of the people we went to first with the demo, and he turned us down. But some of the best advice we ever got came from him. So it's like a double-edged sword type of thing.
Shout out to the G. Shout out to the G.
Oh, I just thought of another concert word that I find interesting.
You should have gave me that one the first time. Now that's it. That's real. Now I was still on that love story. I'm not gonna let you go.
Okay, let's go.
I'm not gonna let you go. It's your time. And then what happened?
We had been working together for such a long time.
Okay, the brother said something, or did you? Who made the mess?
No, we were best friends, you know.
Yeah, we were best friends until let me now this is the story I need to tell. We were best friends until I noticed one of the guys was starting to forward. So I was like, no, I know this guy. He messes around a lot. This girl can't be with a guy that messes around.
Oh yeah.
You know? So I had to intersect.
So you were a hater before.
Sometimes you gotta hate, bro.
And then you discover love.
You gotta hate to
discover
show
love later.
No, you gotta hate for love, bro.
Oh, now I got you. That's a song, bro.
If it's for love, you can hate.
That's a song, bro. It's not like to hate.
And let me tell you like the funny thing, right? Our moms, when we told our moms that we've decided we're gonna go into a romantic relationship, both of them, my mom burst out laughing. His mom, what did your mom say?
She said she knew it. She knew it was gonna happen. The first time my mother met us, she was just managing me. We were just passing by my house. My mother took a picture of us and she said to me, and then so the day we told her that we dated,
which is like years later,
she went into her bag, whipped out her phone and said, you see this picture? I took this picture when I first saw you guys together because I knew.
I was going to talk about differences though, and I know this is sensitive, but it's normal sensitive. When you speak about racial differences.
And it's a reality in our lives too.
Bro, and now there's a kid. You're a black man. You're also black. But in terms of differences in culture, and how do you respond? Okay, let me have a picture in your household.
Hey bro, like
your norm and your norm.
The Indian culture and the Tswana cultures are so similar in so many ways. The Indians have big respect for a cow, for cattle. right, in the culture. Batswana rata khomo.
Just for eating.
In fact, there's a Tswana saying that says, "Monna ke monna ka khomo."